What if the worst day in history was actually the greatest act of love the world has ever seen? Good Friday doesn't look good. It looks like betrayal, suffering, silence, and death. But hidden in the darkness is a love so deep it changes everything. Jesus had done nothing wrong. He healed the sick, gave sight to the blind, fed the hungry, and loved the broken. Yet here he stands, beaten, mocked, and sentenced to die. Isaiah 53:5 tells us, "But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities, and by his wounds we are healed." Every step he took toward the cross was for us. When they placed the cross on his back, it wasn't just wood, it was the weight of our sin, our mistakes, our guilt, our shame, and he carried it anyway. They nailed his hands, they pierced his feet, they lifted him up for all to see. Luke 23:33 says, "When they came to the place called the Skull, they crucified him there." The crowd mocked him.
"Save yourself," they shouted.
But if he saved himself, he couldn't save us. Even in his pain, Jesus chose love. Luke 23:34.
"Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing."
In his darkest moment, he was still thinking about others, still forgiving, still loving. For hours, darkness covered the land, and then Jesus cried out in Matthew 27:46.
My God, why have you forsaken me?"
In that moment, he felt the full weight of separation from God. So we would never have to. The sin of the world was placed on him. Every wrong, every failure, every hidden struggle laid on Jesus, and heaven was silent. Then with his final breath, Jesus said,
"It is finished." John 19:30.
Not "I am finished," but "it is finished." The debt of sin paid in full. The gap between God and humanity bridged. The power of sin and death defeated. And in that moment, the temple curtain was torn in two, Matthew 27:51, symbolizing that we now have direct access to God. Because of Jesus, we are no longer separated. Good Friday reminds us that even in the darkest moment, God is still working. What looked like defeat was actually victory. What looked like the end was only the beginning. Because Sunday is coming, the cross wasn't the end of the story. It was the turning point of eternity. So whenever you feel lost, broken, or too far gone, remember this. Jesus saw the cross, and he chose it anyway, for you. Because of Good Friday, your story doesn't end in darkness. It ends in hope.